An old, noisy exhaust fan can be annoying and allow excess moisture to build in your bathroom. Today, I'm going to show you how to install a new fan to help prevent moisture problems in your home. I'm Abby, a Lowe's Red Vest associate from Kentucky. Welcome to DIYU by Lowe's. Lowe's carries a variety of supplies and fans to help you complete the job. There are fans with lights, some recessed options, even some with a Bluetooth speaker. To get started, a couple of things about buying a fan. Fans are rated by CFMs and zones. CFM means cubic feet per minute. It's a measure of airflow. If you look at the box, it will tell you how many CFMs they recommend for the size of your bathroom. Also check zones, a measurement of sound. The higher the number, the louder the fan. 2 is considered quiet. The Lowe's display has information for each model to help make choosing a fan easier. Replacing a fan means you can use the old switch. If your new fan also has a light that you want to control separately, you'll need to install an additional switch or a combination switch. You can even get a switch with a timer. If you're uncomfortable working with electricity, we recommend working with an electrician. Here's how to typically remove the old fan. Turn off the power at the breaker. Remove the fan cover. It simply pulls down. Squeeze the clips and pull it down. Double check that the power is off with a meter. Now you can disconnect the motor if possible. Ours is plugged into the wiring box. It's possible you can just replace the fan motor that plugs into the existing housing. Check your fan's model number and look for the appropriate fan motor. If you plan to replace the entire fan and housing, disconnect the wiring. Some fans are held in place by screws secured to the joists. This fan is held in place by brackets between the joists. Use an oscillating saw to cut the brackets if you can't access the screws. You may be able to remove your housing by just removing the mounting screws. Now slide the housing to one side of the opening to remove the electrical connections. Then disconnect the duct. Next, install the new fan, but make sure to check your manufacturer's instructions too. If your fan doesn't fit into the existing hole, trace along the perimeter and cut it out with a keyhole saw. An exhaust fan needs to be properly supported. At least one side should be attached to a ceiling joist. If you have a gap between the drywall opening and the ceiling joist, attach a short piece of wood to the joist to provide a mounting surface. On the other side, if needed, lay a small piece of wood flat on top of the drywall and drive screws through to provide support on the other side. If the existing hole is too big, make a filler. Screw together a piece of drywall and a 1x, lay it on top of the drywall, and run screws up through the ceiling. Fill any holes or damage with spackling. You can cut the existing hole bigger to secure directly to a joist. However, you will have to repair the ceiling. Lowe's carries wall texture products to help make repairs. For some helpful repair tips, check out our video How to Patch and Repair Drywall. Alternatively, a small filler piece might be hidden by the fan cover. If you have access to the fan in your attic, you can install it using these included brackets. They slide onto the housing and then are secured to the joists with nails or screws. Next, install the duct connector to the existing duct using HVAC tape. If you don't have an existing duct and don't have access to install one, consult a pro. Then secure the connector on the ceiling. Use a screwdriver to remove the wiring knockout and remove the wiring cover. Add a cable clamp to the cover and pull the house wires through. Match up the wire colors from the house to the fan and connect with caps or connectors. Then push the wires back into the housing and reattach the wiring box cover. I'm going to show you some tips for using wire connectors. This fan has them already attached and it's ready to go. There are different types: twist caps, lever connectors, or push-in connectors. Check the directions for your connectors for specifics. Now I've cut some sample pieces of wire to work with. The first step, strip the wires. We'll need to know what gauge we're working with here. A bundle with yellow sheathing is typically heavier 12 gauge, and a white jacket is a thinner 14 gauge. Match the gauge on the wire strippers and remove about a ½ inch of the coating. Using the push-in type is easy. Just strip the wire jacket, then push the bare wires into the connector. The lever connectors are similar, except this lever holds the wire in place. For twist caps, hold the wires together, then twist clockwise to make the connection. Secure the housing next. Line up the housing with the duct connector and slide it into the hole. Attach it with screws. Install the vent cover by squeezing the springs, inserting them into the slots, and pushing the cover into place. Turn on the breaker and check that the fan works. If it doesn't, turn off the breaker and check your wiring connections. Now let's talk about venting options. The fan must be vented outside. If your exhaust fan is on the first floor, it typically needs to exhaust through the sidewall. If it goes into the attic, it's recommended to go through the gable wall or through the roof. If you don't have access to your attic, you'll have to vent it through the sidewall. Venting moisture directly into an attic space will cause mold to grow on the framing. Also, it's typically recommended to not vent through a line of vented soffits. As the warm air exits, it recirculates back in through the other soffit vents and collects on the underside of the roof. However, some homes allow the exhaust to be placed away from vents or windows. Lowe's has different vent options available. Also, you'll need to consider different duct types. There are solid ducts, flexible ducts, and insulated flexible ducts. In cold climates, it helps to insulate the duct to help prevent condensation. And the duct run should be short, with a minimal amount of bends. We'll show you some tips for venting through a roof with a flexible duct. But remember, when you're doing this in your home, you'll be working from a ladder. A pro can help if needed. An electrician or HVAC technician can typically help with bath fan installations. Connect the duct to the fan with some HVAC tape or clamps. Pull back the duct insulation as needed and run the other end to the exhaust location. Cut the duct with scissors or a knife and wire snips. Next, drill a pilot hole through the roof between two rafters. When the bit goes through, leave it in the hole so you can find it from the outside. On the roof side, locate the drill bit and use a hole saw to cut a 5-inch hole through the shingles. Slide the duct connector into the roof cap and set it in the hole. Even it up and trace the outline onto the shingles. Follow the guide that came with your vent and trim the shingles as directed. Cut inside the outline so the shingles will overlap the vent when it's installed. Apply roofing cement around the hole. Insert the roof cap back into the hole, making sure the shingles overlap the flange. Secure it in place with roofing nails. Then use roofing cement over the nail heads and seal the shingles to the top sides of the roof cap. From the inside, attach the duct to the vent. And tape all the duct joints with HVAC tape. Replace the insulation between the joists. To make the installation more energy efficient, seal around the fan housing with caulk or spray foam for large gaps. And that wraps up replacing a bath fan. Now that you know the steps, hopefully you can put an end to foggy bathrooms and help make your home a little more comfortable. If you're ever stuck on any project, just stop by your local Lowe's and ask a Lowe's Red Vest associate for help. Let us know in the comments what types of projects you'd like to see on DIY You by Lowe's. Good luck with your DIY projects and home maintenance and repairs.